Some Star Wars villains make you cheer, others make you want to throw your popcorn at the screen. 1. Darth Vader. And here's where it gets legendary. Vader isn't just the face of Star Wars, he's the shadow looming over the whole galaxy. Master of the Force, unrivaled in combat, and the ultimate enforcer of the Empire's will. His redemption is powerful, but his reign of fear untouchable. Just his breathing can change a scene's entire vibe. What's your favorite Vader moment? Darth Vader is definitely going in the S tier. 2. Emperor Palpatine / Darth Sidious. But wait, the man pulling even Vader's strings, that's Palpatine, the real architect of galactic chaos. He orchestrated the Clone Wars, dismantled the Republic, and seduced Anakin to the dark side, outwitting Jedi Masters like it was a casual hobby. This guy even found ways to cheat death. No redemption, no hesitation, pure calculating evil. Imagine having that much power and patience. Emperor Palpatine is going in the S+ tier. 3. Darth Maul. This part blew my mind back in 1999. Maul shows up, says almost nothing, and still becomes unforgettable. That double-bladed lightsaber reveal chills. Survived being sliced in half, returned with cybernetic legs, and took control of massive crime syndicates. He's part rage, part tragedy, and entirely dangerous. If you thought he peaked in The Phantom Menace, you've got to see his Clone Wars arc. Darth Maul is going in the solid S tier. 4. Count Dooku / Darth Tyrannus.
I've been looking forward to this.
And just when it seemed like the Sith couldn't get more stylish, I enter Dooku. Former Jedi Master turned into an elegant Sith Lord. Leader of the Separatists, master duelist, and one of the few who could hold his own against both Anakin and Yoda. That calm aristocratic voice hides lethal ambition. He wasn't just a pawn, he was a master player in the Emperor's game. Count Dooku is going in the solid A+ tier. 5. Kylo Ren / Ben Solo. And here's where it gets messy. Kylo Ren had the name, the lineage, and the lightsaber skills, but not the focus. Obsessed with living up to Darth Vader's legacy, he made some bold moves, including killing Han Solo, yet constantly let his emotions get the better of him. He's torn between light and dark until the very end, where redemption wins out. A compelling character arc, sure, but as a villain, he never reached Vader-level dominance. Kylo Ren is going in the B tier. 6. Boba Fett. This part's wild. Boba Fett barely talks in the original trilogy, yet he became one of Star Wars' most beloved villains. That Mandalorian armor, the silent menace, the perfect aim, but his reputation did most of the work. While he was underused on screen, the expanded lore and the Mandalorian universe prove just how dangerous he is. Always chasing the highest bounty, Boba Fett is proof that mystique can be just as deadly as raw power. Boba Fett is going in the solid A tier. 7. Grand Admiral Thrawn.
What was first just a dream has become a frightening reality for those who may oppose us.
And now a villain with no force powers, no Sith lineage, yet still terrifying. Grand Admiral Thrawn. He's the definition of a chess master, anticipating every move his enemies make. A brilliant tactician who studies art to understand and predict his opponent's strategies. Against Jedi or rebels, Thrawn is always thinking 10 steps ahead. His cold, calculating nature means he doesn't need a lightsaber to be one of the most dangerous threats in the galaxy. Grand Admiral Thrawn is going in the S tier. 8. General Grievous. This one's unforgettable. When the Grievous walks in coughing like he's got space flu, then whips out 4 lightsabers at once. His cybernetic speed and terrifying appearance made him a Clone Wars standout. But for all the intimidation, when it came to top tier Jedi like Obi-Wan, he was more bark than bite. Still, his duels, design, and sheer presence make him one of the most memorable non-Sith villains in Star Wars. General Grievous is going in the B+ tier. 9. Reva, third sister. Reva stormed into Obi-Wan Kenobi story with a fierce backstory and a burning vendetta against Darth Vader. On paper, she had all the makings of a top-tier Star Wars villain: ambition, intensity, and a deeply personal motive. But questionable tactical choices and uneven storytelling undercut her impact. Instead of becoming a fearsome rival, she often felt inconsistent and underdeveloped. The potential was there, but it never fully landed, leaving her far from the galaxy's most memorable antagonists. Reva deserves to go in the F tier. 10. Moff Gideon.
I would prefer to avoid any further violence and encourage a moment of consideration. Members of my escort.
Finally, for now, Moff Gideon. Cool, collected, and dangerous. This guy is the face of the Imperial remnants in The Mandalorian. He's not just giving orders from a safe distance, his darksaber duel with Din Djarin proved he can fight. Driven by a vision of the Empire's return, Gideon's combination of charisma and ruthlessness makes him one of the most compelling modern Star Wars villains. Moff Gideon is going in the A tier. 11. Grand Moff Tarkin. This is the man who arranged Alderaan's destruction as though he had been ordering lunch. Grand Moff Tarkin was not slicing through the air with his own crimson lightsaber. The mere weight of his politics and his chilling presence commanded obedience, even from Darth Vader. He held absolute loyalty to the ideals of the Empire and made himself one of the most perilous beings in the galaxy by commanding awe without the aid of the Force. Calculated beyond reason and cold to the core, willing to liquidate millions without hesitation, Tarkin was a chilling example of power that was not measured in raw force, but in the willingness to do the unthinkable. Grand Moff Tarkin is going in the solid A+ tier. 12. Jabba the Hutt. And now here's a villain who never needs to leave his throne to be terrifying. Jabba the Hutt. As Tatooine's crime lord, his influence spread across smugglers, bounty hunters, and the entire galactic underworld. He's more of a stationary threat than a warrior, but his intimidation factor is undeniable. If Jabba wanted you gone, you were gone. Whether that meant a blaster in the cantina or a one-way trip into the Sarlacc pit, Jabba the Hutt is going in the B+ tier. 13. Asajj Ventress. This part blew my mind when the Clone Wars explored it. Asajj Ventress wasn't just a fierce Sith apprentice with dual red lightsabers, she was a tragic figure. Her acrobatic combat style made her a nightmare opponent for Jedi, and her cunning made her equally dangerous off the battlefield. Betrayals, heartbreak, and shifting allegiances shaped her path from Sith assassin to bounty hunter, giving her one of the most layered villain arcs in Star Wars animation. Asajj Ventress is going in the A tier. 14. Cad Bane. And now Cad Bane, the deadliest bounty hunter in the galaxy. This guy had no force powers, but he had something just as dangerous: confidence and cunning. He faced the Jedi without hesitation, used every dirty trick in the book, and walked away more often than not. Cold efficiency was his signature, and he didn't care about the cause, only the paycheck. Cad Bane was proof that skill, planning, and guts could match even the galaxy's most powerful warriors. Cad Bane is going in the solid A+ tier. 15. Inquisitors. Finally, a group act, the Inquisitors. These Force-sensitive Jedi hunters served the Empire under the Grand Inquisitor, and they were deadly, but not flawless. Arrogance, rivalry, and overconfidence often tripped them up. Still, in Rebels and Obi-Wan Kenobi, they delivered some truly menacing moments, stalking surviving Jedi, hunting Force-sensitive children, and showing that the Empire's reach was long, even beyond Vader's shadow. Inquisitors is not bad, but going in the B tier. 16. Director Krennic. And here's where ambition meets downfall. Director Orson Krennic. The man was obsessed with making the Death Star his crowning achievement, willing to manipulate, threaten, and kill to get it done. But in true Imperial fashion, his allies, especially Tarkin, constantly undercut him. Still, without Krennic's ruthless drive, the Empire's most infamous weapon might never have become operational. Director Krennic is going in the B tier. 17. Hux. And General Hux offered the First Order many theatrical flourishes, fiery speeches, crisp uniforms, and unwavering loyalty, until that very betrayal suited him better. It was from bluster and pomp that he derived his identity, yet little ever made him genuinely menacing. outshone and incomplete without the shadow of Kylo Ren looming over him, Hux became more of a caricature than a real commanding villain. He had some great moving moments, but he was just too lightweight and underpowered to be ranked among Star Wars' truly formidable antagonists. Hux is going in the C+ tier. 18. Snoke. Just as he entered as the towering dark side presence, seemingly in line to challenge Palpatine himself, Supreme Leader Snoke was ready to topple the First Order in villainy. Mysterious and shrouded, he threatened to make a mark across the galaxy. On the very peak of this mystery, Snoke was suddenly killed in his prime, when he was revealed to be nothing more than a puppet in Palpatine's greater scheme. All that buildup, his commanding voice, his cryptic past would have been negated in that single turn, dividing the fans and forever shortchanging what could have been. Snoke is going in the C tier. 19. Chiro. When Chira brilliantly and cunningly danced through Solo, a Star Wars story, she kept intact the criminal world's honor, dignity, and respect, manipulating all the odds in her favor. She could claw her way head-on into confrontations with the big-time players and not back down from those life or death decisions themselves. Unfortunately, the girl was far from being finished with her story, and her villainy was always downplayed by her charisma, at least in most people's eyes. Shadows of the terms of female-type villainy never really sat down and cemented themselves as the defining icons of an era. She remains a very fascinating yet somewhat largely untapped element within Star Wars folklore. Chiru is definitely going in the C+ tier. 20. Dryden Voss. A Dryden Voss, head of Crimson Dawn, had elegance, charm, and a deadly streak, especially in close combat with his vibroblade, conjuring fearlessness from sheer menace and intimidation. As he struck down the law or ordered the execution of a subordinate, he reveled in showing off his wealth and power. The menace style was a clear-cut style over substance and did not belong among the dire threats present in the lore. Though he'd played the dangerous crime boss role very well, his moment in the sun was short, making him memorable for moments rather than the legacy he left behind. Dryden Voss deserves the C tier. From galaxy-spanning masterminds to petty crooks, Star Wars has given us villains that shape its very identity. Whether they ruled through fear, cunning, or brute force, they all left their mark on the galaxy far, far away, and on us, the fans who love to hate them.